Hi everyone. Tonight I am working on storing eggs for long term, and I'm storing long-term eggs. So what these are is I'm going to use the liming process, lime water. You can dehydrate or freeze dry, but I would like to be able to have a whole egg and use the egg whites. I guess with this method, they say that the egg whites still whip up really well into stiff peaks for cakes and stuff. So the lime method is you want to use hydrated lime, which is calcium hydroxide. You can find it, might be able to find it in your lawn and garden section for lawn fertilizer. However, the only ingredient needs to be hydrated lime. I actually found it, I did find a bag that said hydrated lime, but I wasn't sure if it was just hydrated lime because it said the source was hydrated lime. However, you know, I just want to make sure it's hydrated lime. So I decided to get pickling lime. And the only ingredient is calcium hydroxide. I've also read that you can go to your builder's supply store because they use hydrated lime. As long as the only ingredient is hydrated lime, it should work. You want to make sure your eggs are unwashed. Because there's a membrane on the eggs that protects it from leaching into the eggs. So make sure they're unwashed. Grocery store eggs will not work because they're washed. So if you live in a rural area or have your own chicken coop, don't wash your eggs. And a lot of times if you have your own chickens, you bring them in, you probably don't wash them anyway because then they keep longer that way. So this recipe calls for it's 1 ounce per quart of water, and in my half gallons, a quart of water filled it up because I put the eggs in first. This I'm doing just a quart. There's about half a dozen in here, eggs in here, and so I am going to measure out, since I'm going to only use a pint, I'm going to measure out half an ounce. That is just about half an ounce, right on the nose. So that's about a tablespoon. So an ounce would be about 2 tablespoons, 28 grams as well, roughly 28 grams. So shake it up really well. And it'll make a really milky substance. You can use plastic containers to do this. I'm a little leery of plastics because of the microplastics leaching into everything. You know, like your pop bottles, that leaches into it. I don't care if they're BPA free because they have to use some other chemical to harden them. So they're not using BPA, but what else are they using to harden it? Well, that leaches into your food and everything, and there's so many everybody has so many microplastics. So I tend to use glass and different things like that, glass, stainless steel. So, but you just pour this over. Pour this over, make sure all of the eggs are submerged. Cover it up. Yeah, in the one article I read, said to store it in your house and your storage room on the north side of the house. Does everybody have storage rooms on the north side of the house? Mine isn't. Mine's more on the west side of the house, but kind of faces north. So I'm going to try that. And I hope this really works. And I'm going to try maybe in 6 months, see how they are. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Oh, before I go, I suppose I should mention that before you use them, when you get them out of there, you need to wash them. Make sure to wash that lime off because you don't want to get that in your food. So that was the last tip. Okay, now good night. Have a good night.